back to 4. Well, I guess I'd better start. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the DOXX Report. I'm a retired 72-year-old United States citizen and proud of it, and a recipient of Medicare payments living in Central Florida. This is my personal YouTube channel, vlog, citizen journalism account, and my generalized social online platform. Thank you for joining me. And yes, I stream from
Del Boca Vista.
Thank you, Frank. Well, I didn't want to stream all day. I'd laying around, watching YouTube. It's so cold here. In the morning, it was in the 40s with the wind blowing, so it was actually 37 degrees. Did a little yard, went out in the yard, picked up, but it's just like I'm lost without my workout. I injured my toe, but I'm walking around much better. And it is a miracle. Who was it? Einstein? He said there's two kind of people. One, everything's a miracle. The other kind of people are nothing's a miracle. Well, all things are a miracle. Because this thing is healed up. It's a week since I really smacked it. And, it was like completely discolored. Dark plum, black even. And I had a big blister on it. I laced up my shoelaces to hit the fitness center. I couldn't walk. It was too painful. Now, around the house in the socks, I'm going to try Thursday. I'm going to try to get Thursday, Friday in. I'm going to lace up. I may have to get a Band-Aid, but I'm going to lace up if I can get over there. If I can walk, I'll get on the treadmill. But I really hit it when I had to do the treadmill. You got to keep active. If you sit around, especially at my age, you're dead. You're going to take a fall. Something's going to happen. So I got to get over there, and I put it on the treadmill. I do the incline at 1.0, and the level is 4.1, and I swing my arms. I really hi-ho it, but if I have trouble walking, I don't want to get that blister back up. The blister has gone down, and I'm quite shocked how well it is. It really feels good. So I'm waiting for Patrick to stream. He hasn't streamed. Maybe his buddy Baba, the sock puppet, called out sick. I don't know. And Morty, I don't know what happened to him. So until I stumbled across a Tucker Carlson information, I can't resist Tucker. This is pretty good. So let's get into it. Let's take a look. What's he done now? Oh, we got Blondie and Jock, or that would be, let's see, Princess Peach and Mario. Let's get rid of them. Hang on. They're gone. And I'm going to change this. Okay. Now, this I found fascinating. So I got a topic I can go live with. Let's see, Tucker Carlson on the, I think it was the 14th. His show is entitled, "We Discovered the CIA is Reading Our Texts." Who's we? We discovered the CIA is reading our texts to frame us for a crime. Uh-oh. Anyway, so I was going to play the clip, but I'll just read it to you. So the other day, I found out that the CIA is preparing some kind of criminal referral against me, a crime report to the Department of Justice on the basis of a supposed crime I committed. What's the crime? Well, talking to people in Iran before the war. Yeah, that might be it. You had an interview with the president. Did you have a private conversation with him? Did you share that private information with someone in the regime over there? Who do you trust in Iran? You're just another citizen journalism in Iran? Boy, oh boy. They read my text. So the crime under consideration apparently would be the Foreign Agent Act or something like that. Yeah, you better lawyer up. Acting as an agent of a foreign power. Not necessarily. I don't play an attorney online. I don't I don't play a prosecutor online, but and I don't expect this to go anywhere. You hope it doesn't go anywhere. I'm not too worried about. Then why are you bringing it up? See, he's laying the groundwork, I think, so he can say, "Look, I told you, they're after me, they frame me." I think you are worried about it. You're not worried too. You're not too. I think you're really worried about an actual criminal case against me for a bunch of reasons. One, I'm not an agent of a foreign power. You don't have to be. From the laws I looked up. Unlike a lot of people commenting on U.S. politics and global affairs, I have only one loyalty, and that's to the United States, and I've never acted against it. Its interests are the only interests I care about because I'm from here and I have a lot of kids. So that's not a concern. I've always never taken money from anybody. I don't think anybody accused you of that. Don't need it, don't want it. And that's provable. And moreover, it's my job to talk to everybody. To talk to people in the regime in Iran. Is that your job? All the time, and try to figure out what's going around the world. That's literally what I do for a living. And I'm not going to stop doing that. Well, you can text them and ask questions, but did you give them information? I mean, why would you be worried about a criminal complaint, a referral? There's no complaint, for the record, all right? Nor should I. I don't think let's see, stop doing that. Nor should I. I don't think. Yeah, you better start thinking. I'm also an American, so I can talk to anybody. It depends what you're talking about. Not everybody gets a one-on-one with the president. Did you have a private conversation with President Trump or officials? Did you share those conversations? I'm just asking, because not everybody can do that. I have no secrets to divulge, so legally, I think the case is ludicrous, and I doubt it will ever become a case. Well, you better lawyer up now, and I'm sure he's already talked to somebody. So let's take that down. And before we get started, that general who's missing in, well, before we even do that, you know, there was Jax is living in Ohio. They've changed terms now. They're calling it an asteroid. And I looked, and I thought it was they were initially calling it a meteor. So I went on to Grok, and I go, what's the difference? You know, an asteroid is a physical object. A meteor is not an object itself. What? Yes, it is. It's a bright streak of light. Well, there is an object there. There would not be a streak of bright light. So I think they're cutting hairs here. It's all commonly called a shooting star you see in the night sky. Okay, so this asteroid was like 6 tons or something. It was 6 feet, but it weighed multiple tonnage. And it was a big boom. I wonder if Jax heard it. I mean, it was loud, and they're all covering it. And you could see the anchors were kind of shaking up, you know, because what's on the news, you know, missiles flying around. But, okay, now back to the general. The general, McCaslin, I watched the sheriff briefing, and he was suffering, he was experiencing a mental, well, maybe I should go read it. Because I posted it up on the other show. And I'm in the news business of topics that interest me. So let's see. Oh, that's great. I'll be damned. How come I can't get that? I know, we got 2 comments. I'll get to it. Here we go. All right, regarding the missile, let's see, the missing general. Anyway, the sheriff said he had a mental fog. He was concerned and experiencing a mental fog. So, but it's not. They wouldn't say dementia, and they wouldn't say Alzheimer's, but he had problems concentrating. Again, oh, here we go. This is a sheriff briefing on March 16th. McCaslin is over 50 years of age. He did state that he was experiencing a mental fog, and because of this information that we received, we decided, and this is Sheriff talking, we decided to do a silver alert. Retired General McCaslin, it was confirmed, was looking into some of his mental fog. But out of respect for the family, I think it's just his wife, I will not go into any further detail on the state of any of his type of mental illness. That's the sheriff. So what I think, now listen, he took his hiking boots, his wallet, and his gun. The nearest, and it just popped into my mind, because after I talked to the military guy, and he said he's going to go out there and do self-harm, I think they should search the closest cemetery, because that's where I thought I would, if I was going to do it. You're not going to do it in the house. You don't want to have your wife walk in on that. First, you wouldn't want to do it at all, but if you're going to do it, you're not going to do it in the house. And so there's roughly 3 to 5 miles away, there's a cemetery. So I think they should, maybe search that. But that's me. I'll be tomorrow. Oh, okay. 80 Never Calling. We'll be broadcasting tomorrow, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you. Thank you for that update. So back to Tucker. First of all, Iran is not it's not France, it's not Italy, it's not one of our buddies and one of our pals or alliance or a member of NATO he's talking to. He's talking to people inside Iran. Well, Iran just happens to has been designated as a state sponsor of terrorism since January 19th, 1984, okay? Along Cuba, North Korea, and Syria. Now, what does the designation mean? The United States Department of State designates a sponsor of terrorism when it determines a country has repeatedly provided support for acts of international terrorism. This is done under legal authority, and it does that. There's restrictions on U.S. foreign assistance, blah, 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 miscellaneous, blah. Additionally, the designation implicates other U.S. sanction laws that penalize individuals, companies, or countries engaging in specific types of trade or support. Now, if you're a creative prosecutor, and I'm not, and say, well, he's given inside privileged information. I mean, that would be support of some kind, wouldn't it? And with the designated state sponsor, it serves as a key foreign policy tool to isolate and pressure. Okay. But I'm not an attorney, and I don't play one. But it's something I would be concerned about. But, not everybody gets an interview with the president. Or, let's say, a personal conversation. And so, now there's also... there's also multiple federal laws that can prohibit or severely restrict a U.S. citizen from providing aid in the form of information, quote unquote, to a country designated by the State Department as a state sponsor of terrorism. So regardless, there's not a declaration of war, but there's laws against that, providing support. Again, it's named Cuba, Iran, North Korea, and Syria. Now, these laws do not ban every conceivable piece of information, purely public domain speech or news sharing, blah, 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 but they do prohibit most forms of practical, technical, expert, or operational aid that could benefit government or entities in these countries, or inside information from the president. I don't know. I think this guy might be in trouble. And he is worried, believe me. I think he is. And the penalties are severe and can apply per violation. Even one email or conversation can trigger multiple counts. And this is off of Grok. They are enforced by OFAC, BIS, DDTC, and the Department of Justice. Criminal penalties willfully and knowing violations, up to $1 million fine or twice the value of the transaction. But there was no transaction, it was information. Well, how much is inside information worth when you're, to the Iranian regime? And or up to 20 years in prison per violation. Material support, 20 years or life imprisonment if death results. So we'll see. And again, I am not saying there is a criminal complaint, okay? What I'm reporting is, where are you, Tucker? You're right there. What I'm reporting there that he has said, quote, this is Tucker, so the other day I found out the CIA is preparing some kind of criminal referral against me, a crime report to the Department of Justice on the basis of a supposed crime I committed. No, that would get my attention, wouldn't it? What else have I got for you? Okay, I guess this is for Tommy. I don't know why people have trouble with this, but I think I have one clip to play, and it was said very well by the president. I mean, very concisely, and I celebrate the victory over the Ayatollah, this terrorist regime, and they cannot have a nuke. And here's the president. He spoke very well.
You can't let the most violent, vicious country in the last 50 years have a nuclear weapon, because the Middle East will be gone, Israel will go first, without question, and they'll certainly take a shot at us before we get our act together and say we got to take them out. You can't let Iran, who's truly a nation of great terror and power. Look what happened. In the last 2 weeks, they weren't supposed to go after all these other countries in the Middle East. Those missiles were set to go after them. So they hit Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait. Nobody expected that. We were shocked. And the other one, they fought back. They could have yielded. But think of it, if we weren't around, they had tremendous power. They had thousands of missiles, most of which we've terminated. They had thousands of drones. They were making drones and missiles all over the place. We've knocked out most of those factories. I mean, now they're sending out 2 or 3 missiles. Now, they've still got some. They might have 8% left. But mostly they've been eliminated. They've been terminated by what we did and what Israel did too.
Yeah. I mean, it can't be much more clear than that. You had to do it. Comment, thank you. Let's see. Okay, Jay Gray, thank you. So I thought it was well spoken, and I don't know why people can't get their heads wrapped around that. You can't give the Ayatollah, who's, death to America. I've heard death to America from students I went to school with in '79. And again, shooting all those missiles. And another thing I saw today that I was very disappointed in, Clayton Morris. Very disappointed. He did a program. He had a professor from Iran on, spent 20 minutes with him. I wasn't going to listen to it, but I searched the transcript. There was no mention of the killing of civilians. There was no mention of all the missiles that were launched at the non-Israeli neighbors, or anything like that, or the enriched uranium. And it was like, holy smokes, I just misunderstood. I don't know where these guys are coming from. I'm talking about Clayton Morris and Tucker. Like somehow we're the bad guys here. We liberated Venezuela. Cuba now is going to be liberated. And we stopped the death cult over there, the Ayatollah regime, from having a nuclear weapon. That should be celebrated. What am I not getting here? Well, that's the show. 5 people watching. I'll hang out for a while. What happened, if anybody knows, what happened to the Freaky Winders today, the mental jock, that show, and Ken Down Under? They're now monetized, and they had a rip-roaring stream going here by happy St. Patty's Day, St. Patrick's Day. I don't celebrate it, but everything was going great over there, and all of a sudden I go to see if I can replay it. They didn't put a members only, did they? They wouldn't do that. Let me go look. No, they got home. Yeah, they took it down. I wonder why they took it down. I thought I watched the show over there.
You can't let the most violent, vicious country in the last 50 years have a nuclear weapon, because the Middle East will be gone. Israel will go first, without question, and they'll certainly take a shot at us before we get our act together and say we got to take them out. You can't let Iran, who's truly a nation of great terror and power. Look what happened in the last 2 weeks. They weren't supposed to go after all these other countries in the Middle East. Those missiles were set to go after them. So they hit Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait. Nobody expected that. We were shocked. And the other one, they fought back. They could have yielded. But think of it, if we weren't around, they had tremendous power. They had thousands of missiles, most of which we've terminated. They had thousands of drones. They were making drones and missiles all over the place. We've knocked out most of those factories. I mean, now they're sending out 2 or 3 missiles. Now, they've still got some. They might have 8% left. But mostly they've been eliminated. They've been terminated by what we did and what Israel did too. You can't let the most violent, vicious country in the last 50 years have a nuclear weapon, because the Middle East will be gone. Israel will go first, without question, and they'll certainly take a shot at us before we get our act together and say we got to take them out. You can't let Iran, who's truly a nation of great terror and power. Look what happened in the last 2 weeks. They weren't supposed to go after all these other countries in the Middle East. Those missiles were set to go after them. So they hit Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait. Nobody expected that. We were shocked. And the other one, you know, they fought back. They could have yielded. But think of it, if we weren't around, they had tremendous power. They had thousands of missiles, most of which we've terminated. They had thousands of drones. They were making drones and missiles all over the place. We've knocked out most of those factories. I mean, now they're sending out 2 or 3 missiles. Now, you know, they've still got some. They might have 8% left. But mostly they've been eliminated. They've been terminated by what we did and what Israel did too.
Pasta, greetings. The Marines are going in. I don't think so. Not our Marines. I don't think so. Israelis will be going into Lebanon for Hezbollah, but I got no problem with that. Well, you can thank me. The franchise club is firing up. I mean, nobody was streaming. Let's see. Upcoming. Oh, they had one person leave the cabinet, and that's his thumbnail. Oh, really? No end in sight. Emergency broadcast. Now, you know as well as I do, he would not be streaming if I was not streaming. He would not be streaming. Come on. They gotta get that money. They don't want it. You know, they don't want you going off the reservation. They gotta Mookie and Big Boss Man. They gotta get that money. They gotta get those super chats coming in. Come on, get over there and support the franchise club. Unless somebody wants to hop on, I'm going to sign off. 6 people watching. If you, what the hell is that? Oh, that's the franchise club. You know, they got a long introduction. Oh, comment. Well, thank you. Really? All right. Well, I will look it up right now. Thank you, Pasta. Are United States Marines headed to Iran as you know, a lot of fake news. I'm sorry, that's fake news. No, United States, now this is an aggregator. No, United States Marines are not headed directly into Iran itself for a ground invasion or deployment on iranian soil. However, as of mid-March 2026, the U.S. military is deploying approximately 2,500 Marines, elements of the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit, along with amphibious warships like the USS Tripoli, to the Middle East region, specifically towards the Persian Gulf amid the ongoing U.S.-Iran conflict. Okay. What will they be doing there? I don't know. The deployment is in response to Iran's attacks on the shipping and efforts to disrupt the Strait of Hormuz. Reports from multiple sources indicate the move provides U.S. Central Command with additional options, such as a potential rapid response missions, raids, maritime security, or protecting shipping lanes, but not confirmed landing or invasion inside mainland Iran. Cleanup operation. Pasta. The Marines are part of reinforcements to support operations in the broader conflict, which began around late February 2026 with U.S. and Israeli strike forces strikes on Iran. Officials describe this as enabling capabilities like quick raids, potentially on islands or coastal targets related to the strait, but no official sources confirm troops are en route to enter Iran territory directly. Well, somebody's got to go in and get that enriched uranium. You know that's going to happen. Somebody has to do that. You got to get your hand. That's the most difficult part of making a nuke, is enriching the uranium to weapon-grade enriched uranium. It's like they got about 1,000 pounds of the weaponized stuff. You got to get that. Well, actually, you should get all of it. There's speculation exists, yeah, blah, blah, blah. There are no indications of a full-scale U.S. ground invasion. Okay. But thank you. I stand corrected then. They're going to go to the Middle East region. Thank you, Pasta. 8 people watching. 7. You know, big boss man's all fired up over there, him and Mookie. They don't want you leaving the reservation. Well, that's a shame. Where's my music? What happened to the music?
You can't let the most violent, vicious country in the last 50 years have a nuclear weapon, because the Middle East will be gone. Israel will go first, without question, and they'll certainly take a shot at us before we get our act together and say we got to take them out. You can't let Iran, who's truly a nation of great terror and power. Look what happened in the last 2 weeks. They weren't supposed to go after all these other countries in the Middle East. Those missiles were set to go after them. So they hit Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait. Nobody expected that. We were shocked. And the other one, you know, they fought back. They could have yielded. But think of it, if we weren't around, they had tremendous power. They had thousands of missiles, most of which we've terminated. They had thousands of drones. They were making drones and missiles all over the place. We've knocked out most of those factories. I mean, now they're sending out 2 or 3 missiles. Now, you know, they've still got some. They might have 8% left. But mostly they've been eliminated. They've been terminated by what we did and what Israel did too.
Now, is that propaganda? Does Clayton Morris think that's propaganda? Does Tucker Carlson think that's propaganda? Does Tommy think that's propaganda? I don't know. I'm starting to wonder. Lobster, but they really don't have the means to do it. We're the only country that had the means to do it. McAlobster, great. Should have let the other Arab states take them off the board. I want my money back. Well, money well spent. I think it's great. And I know we got to get the Strait back open because, again, the oil is a commodity. And even though we have plenty over here, and the president's been saying that, you know, he tries to do it like Canada. You're like, we don't need the lumber. We don't need this. We don't need that. Well, that's true, but you do need the Strait open because you want the free flow of oil at market prices because it's a commodity. And whatever, it's the market price. So if you take some of that away, even though we have it here, you'll be able to get it at the service station, but you're going to be paying more for it because the prices are set globally. Right? Do I have that right? I think that's right. It's like gold. You can take it out of the ground. Let's see, for nothing, you find it, you're going to get the market price for it, even though you didn't put money in to find it. And if the price goes too low, you're not going to go look for it. If it's such a great course, why are none of our allies helping? Because they don't want to spend the money, and they want to be real, and they're globalists. They don't want to see any regime fall. They are globalists. They don't care about people being free or being liberated. That's the last thing they want. And Starmer, he's playing to all the Islamists that he's let into the country. They want votes. They want to stay in power. The Canadian Liberals, UK Labour Party, they want to stay in power, and the people are the problem. They don't want to liberate countries. Well, that's a benefit of it. No, we're there so they don't get a nuke, okay? And the best way to make sure they don't get a nuke is get the Ayatollahs, let the people who, I don't think they ever won an election. The Ayatollahs never won an election. I'm not saying that, but that's the benefit of it. Venezuela has been liberated. Cuba is going to be liberated, and hopefully Iran's going to be liberated. But we're there so they don't get it. I just played you the Trump thing. He said it beautifully. They cannot have a nuke. They're a terrorist regime. And they're going to use it. Now, how come they were lobbing missiles at the other Arab states? Or was that the Israelis? Is that propaganda? Well, I got the link in there. Morty, hop on. Free Mortimer. I don't know. He's taking some time off. I mean, I did the same thing. Really? Oh, is it Pavel or no? Who's the other guy? There's another. It's not. Is it Pavel or somebody else? There's a guy. I can't think of his name now. He'll put a message in, a comment, and I won't see it for 4 months. And he put in something about the Mormon killer. Let me read this. Pavel, Curly's channel has basically become Code Pink. Ooh. Well, gay. I guess there's nothing wrong with that, So he put something in, he said in Netflix, the Mormon murder. I was in Salt Lake City at the time that happened. And there was the Deseret Gym. There was an explosion at the Deseret Gym. Now, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, they're no longer in the Deseret Gym business. Because I went to the one in my town, and there was only two, one in Ogden and one in Salt Lake City. I went to the Y, because it was just around the corner from the lovely, beautiful boarding house. So it was just around the corner. I had to walk a few blocks, and I was at the YMCA. But the Desert Gym in Salt Lake City at the time, that they had the bombing, and the guy's name is Mark Hoffman. And he was a maniac. This guy, he was, And I don't want to go, that's a big rabbit hole. The Mormon, the documents and Joseph Smith and the treasure hunting and all that stuff, which I don't want to spend any time with it. If you don't know, I'm an ex-Mormon, so I found something better. I found God, so I don't have to spend time on it. But it's interesting because he could really do, he got the right documents and he could forge them like Joseph Smith had written them, the salamander letter and all this stuff. But I don't know the specifics of it. But I can go to Grok. I think I did this earlier because I remember that Salt Lake City. I was there when the bombs went off. So you see, let's see, who was Mark Hoffman, Salt Lake City, and what did he do? The news aggregator. Mark Hoffman, 1 F, 2 N's, Hofmann. Is some, let's see, but correctly. Well, no, what is it? Often spelled with 2 F's in some casual references, but correctly is Hofmann. Really? All right. Was a notorious American forger, counterfeiter, and convicted murderer born in Salt Lake City, Utah in 1950. He's my age. He's 72. Oh, he will be in December. He became one of the most accomplished document forgers in history, particularly known for creating fake historical documents related to the early history of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, LDS Church, or the Mormons. These included forged letters purportedly from Joseph Smith, founder of the church, the, quote, the white salamander letter, unquote, which suggested alternative origins to some Mormon beliefs. Early currency like Kirkland Safety Society notes. Currency? Yeah, I get, that's a new one. And even items like forged Oath of a Freeman, claimed as the first printed document in America. Hoffman sold many of these forgeries to collectors, dealers, and the LDS Church itself for large, why did the church want it? Because they wanted to get it off the market. Large sums, often hundreds of thousands of dollars, building a lucrative but fraudulent career as a rare documents dealer. But it was all going to come crumbling down. We got any comments? Oh, thank you for the comments. Well, I guess you know some of the history. Pavel, I wonder what they'd pay for the Urim and Thummim. I don't want to go down that trail. That's a good point, though. Let's see. His schemes collapsed in the mid-1980s, and I was there. Yeah, I was in Salt Lake from right around that time. Early 80, 81, 82 till 86. Let's see. His schemes collapsed in the mid-1980s due to mounting debts from living beyond his means. Oh, he should have been a YouTuber. And the presence of delivering promised documents he couldn't legitimately produce to buy time and cover his tracks and suspicions and financial deadlines. Hoffman constructed and detonated pipe bombs in Salt Lake City. Oh, terrible. On October 5th, 1985, I was there in school at the time. 2 people, Stephen Christensen, a document collector and LDS bishop, who had bought from Hoffman and was pressuring him over payments. Let me read that again. He bought from Hoffman and was pressuring him over payments. Kathy Streets, the wife of Gary Sheets. Now that name rings a bell. Gary Sheets, a Christensen's former business associate, killed in a bomb meant to divert attention by suggesting a connection to a failing investment business. Oh, God. He's not a forger, he's a killer. On October 16, 1985, a third bomb exploded in Hoffman's own car. Yes. Now, I think that was parked by the Deseret Gym, as I recall. So the third bomb exploded in Hoffman's own car, severely injuring him. He lost fingers and suffered other wounds. This was likely intended to make him appear a victim and buy more time, but inconsistencies in his story and physical evidence quickly made him the prime suspect. That's as far as I want to go. It's a 40th anniversary in 2025. Hoffman is still serving his sentence at the Central Utah Correctional Facility in Gunnison, Utah. His case gained renewed attention through the 2021 Netflix documentary Murder Among the Mormons, which detailed why should I laugh? That's just a funny title, Murder Among the Mormons, which detailed the forgeries, bombings, and other impact on the Utah community. I'm not going to watch that. First of all, I don't have a Netflix account. Mac Lobster. Nah, I took a statin tonight. I have a drink maybe once a week now. I'm doing like a Friday. Well, it was Whiskey A Go-Go on Saturday, and I did have I had a great one. It was a Tomonton, 18-year, in Oloroso sherry cask. Oh, it was great. And I poured a nice sized dram, and I enjoyed it. And you drink less, or you don't get drunk, because if you're mixing drinks and you take it through your stomach and your intestines, you overdrink. This one, you sip on it like a cognac. I take it out, I let it sit for the age of every minute for the age. So I let it sit for 18 minutes, and I put 5 mils of water in it, and I roll it around. I got the official whiskey glass, and I'll sip on it. And then you get kind of a quick buzz, because it goes right into your under your tongue, or your tongue itself, or your cheeks, and it was quite enjoyable. And when I finished it, I thought, wow, this is pretty good. Maybe I'll have another. But see, I locked the, where is it? Where's the liquor cabinet? Where's my liquor cabinet? Oh, did I get rid of it? Okay, I should add that back. So I looked at that and I go, now, you're going to go get your key? Because you've locked it up. And that just a fail. That's for me. Because every time I take a second one, I don't sleep as well, and I wake up in the morning, I feel like I had a drink. But if I just leave it to one, I feel fine. What do you know about the saint? I know nothing of Catholicism. DOXX, you haven't drank for St. Patty's Day. What do you know about that? I don't know anything about a saint anybody. McLobster, very nice. Yeah, that was, now this Friday, I won't be taking a statin, so I may have a dram of the cognac. I try to limit it, Oh, I almost thought Big Boss Man got $500. No, he got 500 pesos, Argentinian pesos. Now, he wouldn't be streaming if I wasn't streaming. You know that. He had no intentions whatsoever. And then yesterday, when did I stream last? I think I streamed Monday. Right? So when I streamed Monday, he came over here. I don't want him over here. There's no reason he should be over here. I don't want him around. So he left and immediately went over there, and he streamed for he must have had hurt feelings. He streamed for 8 hours during the day. 7, 8 hours, I don't know. Well, keep those comments coming. GD, come back. I know, he's over at the Big Boss Man. Exactly. Oh, I had it on the tip of my tongue. It's not Pavel, it's somebody else. Anyway, I don't know what operating system he uses, but all of a sudden I get because I watch on the YouTube studios, and I got an unanswered comment, and this was from 4 months ago. I gotta find out who that was. Hang on. Let's get rid of the franchise club. Go to DOXX Report. And let's go on the channel, live, Mac OS. Okay, this was this is 5 months ago. And I get a text from him, or a comment that I wanted to answer. I didn't want to leave it unanswered. Floodland. I couldn't think of that. Floodland. He's the one that brought up Mark Hoffman. And I didn't see it till 5 months later. Floodland. But whatever he's using, maybe he's using Linux or something. That's the strangest thing. And I had to delete one of his comments because it just wouldn't come through. Yeah, it's Floodland. Joe Kent is beyond reproach. Let's see, MAGA, well, some of these guys, the leaders, I think overall America is behind Trump. Overall. Make America Great is really breaking apart now. Joe Kent is beyond reproach. Now, who the hell is Joe Kent? I don't know who Joe Kent is. So I'll go find out. Who is Joe Kent? Joe Kent, full name, Joseph Clay Kent, born 1980, is an American politician, military veteran, and former intelligence officer. He is a Republican who ran unsuccessfully for the U.S. House of Representatives in Washington's 3rd Congressional District. He positioned himself as a strong supporter of Donald Trump and advanced to the general election as the GOP nominee. Well, a good man, I'm sure, but he lost to the incumbent Democrat. We need him. We need, what are we going to do when Trump's gone? Kent has a background in special operations. All right. Okay. Oh, in 2025, after Donald Trump's return to the presidency, Kent was nominated and confirmed by the Senate as director of the National Counterterrorism Center. Is he still there? Oh, he resigned. Oh, please. Oh, here we go. He's the guy. All right. Yeah. See, he always makes a splash, and he goes on ABC News. Okay, Kent resigned from the directorship in protest over the U.S. involvement in a war conflict with Iran. Why? Why did you? You got to have it's the policy of the United States that the Ayatollah regime cannot have a nuke. I mean, it's simple. And described his father, husband, retired Green Beret. Kent is often associated with the more isolationist or non-interventionist wing of the MAGA, Trump-aligned Republican movement, particularly on foreign policy. Oh, he's Timmy's man, huh? Well, or excuse me, not Tommy's man. Well, that's unfortunate. That's what. Okay, but that doesn't make. That doesn't make him right on Iran. Once again, let's very simple. Why did we go in there? It's very simple.
You can't let the most violent, vicious country in the last 50 years have a nuclear weapon, because the Middle East will be gone. Israel will go first, without question, and they'll certainly take a shot at us before we get our act together and say we got to take them out. You can't let Iran, who's truly a nation of great terror and power. Look what happened in the last 2 weeks. They weren't supposed to go after all these other countries in the Middle East. Those missiles were set to go after them. So they hit Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait. Nobody expected that. We were shocked. And the other one, they fought back. They could have yielded. But think of it, if we weren't around, they had tremendous power. They had thousands of missiles, most of which we've terminated. They had thousands of drones. They were making drones and missiles all over the place. We've knocked out most of those factories. I mean, now they're sending out 2 or 3 missiles. Now, they've still got some. They might have 8% left. But mostly they've been eliminated. They've been terminated by what we did and what Israel did too.
Now, is that intelligence or is that propaganda? Because I think some of these MAGA guys think it's propaganda. But I wouldn't vote for the guy. He served, thank you for your service, Joe Kent, but he's on the wrong side of this. Now, why would he do now he's a politician, see? He's going to soak up every news outlet will want him on because he's anti-Trump, right? You got somebody to talk bad about Trump. Oh, he'll get on any news show he can. He's going to build a name for himself now. It's too bad. Anyways, had to do it. Had to be done. Had to be done.
Nobody goes on forever and ever and ever, and I'm not going to go on.
Oh, God. Is she on that stuff? Yeah, that's terrible. Mega value customer. Are the pharmaceutical companies paying Oprah for her promotion of weight loss drugs? How many billions could she make? And she's not making billions, but, golfers, who was the left-handed guy? He once in a while they'll get some of the golfers to do the endorsements. I don't know. I mean, obesity is a terrible thing. It is a health risk. I mean, it's unhealthy. It's a health risk. But is she claiming to take the medication, Oprah? For the weight loss? I mean, I just don't believe. Oh, here's a tablet to feel good. Give me a tablet so I don't have to exercise. There's no such thing. And you look at all the side effects on that stuff. There's no way. All you got to do is get some exercise. And you don't have to be. I mean, I only go 4 days a week. 8 hours. That's nothing. That's terrible. But you know what? It's the people have the final decision over their body. It's like you can complain all you want, of people that go over and watch the Franchise Club, but that's what they want. So okay. So if you're lazy or you want the quick way, there's just and you're going to harm yourself. But what do? Well, I didn't know. They told me it would work, and then they sue the drug companies. I worked with somebody had their stomach stapled, and she was big as ever. So it's just a matter of a lifestyle. Now you'd think, how much money do you need, Oprah? It's a good point. Is Mortimer taking a long break? Well, I got the link there, if he wants it. I don't know. He's taking a break, obviously. I don't know. System of a clown. Mortimer has failed us worse than Trump. Oh, I think Trump hasn't failed at anything. You gotta keep the straits open because you got to keep the price of oil down for Americans, right? And it also supplies other parts of the world. And he's technically correct. We don't need it. We have our own oil, but it's a market commodity. It's a world, globally based market for the price of it. So I'm paying $3.75 now for super unleaded, and I was just starting to get it like at $2.99, but I don't do much driving. But I don't think he's failed at all. He's been tremendous. All the new businesses, the infrastructure, and I don't get it. I think he's done a great job. You cannot be an isolationist. He solved a bunch of wars. A lot of, again, he's liberated Venezuela, Cuba is going to be liberated, and the Iranian people. Why not? Even though it is, again, don't make me play the clip again. The Ayatollahs cannot have a nuke. It's simple. I'm not going to vote for anybody who thinks otherwise, like Joe Kent. Really, she was on the View promoting the drugs. She got that real gaunt look. I gotta look that up on X. Maybe I can get a clip of that. That's terrible. Let's see. Oprah, The View. Oh, that's terrible. What I just saw, I don't want to even say it. Oh, hopefully, let's see. All these years, I thought I was overeating because of me and my fault. Now I understand that if you carry the obesity gene, that is what makes you overeat. Oh, God. I don't know where she's getting that from. Let me get a picture of her. Oprah, 2026. And she's a big influencer. Absolutely. Well, she's lost a lot of weight, hasn't she? Yeah, I mean, she's lost weight, but at the expense of your health. I don't know. I can't support that. Floodland. Hold on, let me give you your due here. Floodland Mortimer followed Joe Kent and resigned. Now, he's doing that for political purposes. Come on, see through it. He'll get on any... He's got a name now. I never heard of him till now. I'd never vote for him. And the Democrats, unless he wants to be a rhino, make some money... Oh, well, hold on, Floodland. There's been 0 people coming in. The wall is to stop the people coming in. Right now, when you say it hasn't been finished, it's been stopped. I mean, like, he can't believe it. There's 0 people crossing over. So that's the whole point of the wall. So I don't even want to look that up. I mean, that's what's the game, the goal is to stop the illegal coming in, and that's from the southern border. It's been stopped, dead in its tracks. Or maybe that's a bad way to say it. A system of clown. Will you support Trump if Iran starts sinking our ships attempting to escort tankers? Will it be worth it? Oh, wring your hands, system of a clown. Oh, you got to keep it open. free flow of oil at market prices. And listen, we've already had a big tank, one of those refueling tankers fall out of the sky. That's terrible. Killed the crew. That's war. But I think it's better now than later when they got the nukes. Okay, because then what are you going to do? Then they get to do anything they want, and then they'd be. I think he's correct on that. If they had the nukes now, they'd be throwing them at the neighbors, the non-Israeli neighbors. He's done a fabulous job. It's not always pretty. I'll vote. I mean, I'm always going to vote, but I would never, ever vote for a Democrat. I can't do it. Oh, now that's an interesting question. I don't know if I have the answer for that. Pavel, any thoughts on why Jacks keep melting down on his show with a panel full of friends? Well, you put that in quotes for a reason. I haven't seen it. I mean, I try to watch it, but sometimes it goes to members only. And then I'm not into movies or the car talk or that kind of thing. But he would melt down. Well, he'll just say it's a show. You know, it's part of the act. Why Jacks keep melting down? I don't know. I don't know if he's working. I really don't know that much about him. He's got a home. Is he working other than, but the YouTube thing? But now that you mention him, I'm sure more Big Boss Man's getting a cut, and then Mookie's getting, they're getting whatever money does come in. He really should have his own channel, and then it would all go to him and the co-host, Dr. Bob. But he doesn't, and I don't know. And if you're really going to do it, you got to get like a desktop or something, or even a Chromebook, I think, than using the iPad. Now that's not a nice thing to. That's not a good thing to say. What, marijuana? I don't know. I don't know about that. Sis McClown, I think Jax is back on the dope. It's good Jax part now. Doc's part of the way. No, I don't know that. I wish him well. I mean, 2 months over here, it was kind of fun for me. I like kind of being the producer in the background, putting I think he had better clips over here than what he's got over there. He keeps playing that one with Betty, or with what and that is a true story. I mean, a dysfunctional family, and my sister sent me an email, and that's what she said. But why play that all the time? And I don't know if people you really want to send the money to hear different voices on your super chat? I don't know. Oprah is maximizing shareholder value. Well, she's getting paid. But if she would have, I don't know. If you wanted, I would never take the drug with all the side effects and you're messing with something, your metabolism. I'm not sure how the drug works. But she's got a chef, and she knows the right clothes to buy. She's got all this money. I mean. But the average person, well, I'll take this and I'll lose weight and I'll look like Oprah. No, you won't. Well, again, Floodland, he's not going to win either way with you. He has stopped the mass migration. It's stopped. The illegal migration has stopped. And he's getting people out of here. He said he'd build it in Mexico, would pay for it. Yeah, in a certain way they are paying for it. I mean, the financing part. I think he's done a tremendous job. As long as we can keep this taxes down. Listen, if you don't like him, just say you don't like him. But the world's a better place. Ask the Venezuelan people. Ask the people, the free people now of Cuba. Let's see. Pavel, I reckon with all the gang, Curly and Dr. Bob rakes, he nets in 17 cents on the dollar. That's rough. It's not a way to, you got to be a, but he's not, now Dr. Bob is a different case. You know, the way he looks, you're never going to get employed looking like that. You get a shave and a haircut, go to work. But he's not serious about that. I don't know that much about him. But you can't, or even, what's his name? Who's the guy? Bateman. You got to be working. You know, don't think of money in YouTube. And I thought Mental Jock, didn't he say he was going to be unemployed? They got the channel monetized and then they took down the stream. So I don't know what happened there. Look at this. 80 never calling. Good question, Pavel. Come on the News Bros show tomorrow to expand. That would be 80 Never Sleeps with Buddy Baba, the hand puppet. And again, that address is right here. Put in @News Bros Show. It'll take you right to the channel. And subscribe. Oh, I got to get back to the gym. This has screwed me up. Docs, sorry I missed your email. Will you come on our show tomorrow at 8 Eastern for 3 minutes? As long as there's no panels, just you and the hand puppet. I would never let a hand puppet over there. Come on. But I would go over there. Sure. You just want me for 3 minutes? I'll give you some secret tips. For one thing, for the hand puppet, Buddy Baba, you got to turn off your ringer on your phone when you're using StreamYard. Like when I use my phone for streaming, like in the birdcage, if I forget, because when it rings, it'll knock it off. You got to turn off the ringer. You got to send it right to voicemail. Sure. If I remember, or shoot me an email. I should be able to remember. What's tomorrow? Wednesday? Yeah, 3 minutes. I'm going to get to bed kind of early on Wednesday because I'm going to try to work out Thursday if my toe will let me. Pavel says, I'm a civilian. You're going to be an effing millionaire like AD and Doug. Monetized? You got to be an effing millionaire like AD and DOXX. I wonder how Morty's reacting that a decamillionaire has got a YouTube channel now. But you claimed the last time you and Baba will never be monetized. Good for you. Oh, I finally figured out. I got my Mac fixed finally, where I get the fingerprint reader will let me log on. Because I have two accounts on my iMacs. I have an administrator account, which I don't use normally, and then I have a standard account. I always use the standard account, so if I click on something that I shouldn't have clicked on, I'll have since I'm the administrator, it will immediately download. But if I have a standard account, it'll say, hey, you got to have an administrator do it. So that's just a safeguard that helps me. And so I went online and I got the new operating system or the latest update, and it wasn't working. Or my watch, my iWatch or my Apple Watch and my fingerprint reader would not let me log in. So what it told me to do is you have to, first I sign out on the, turn off the fingerprint reader on my standard account and log into my administrator account, set it up, and then go back. And then it just started working. So I got a hip bursitis. Ooh, that's not good. Mega value customer. I got a hip. Well, you know what? I had bursitis in my knees, but once I started exercising, it went away. And I'm sure I would get shoulder pain and everything else. Exercise really helps. What is exercise? It's rehab. What do they call it? When you get injured and you have to go rehabilitation. Yeah, rehab. It's just exercise. I got hip bursitis from running trails. It goofed me up for several months. Yeah, well, get on a treadmill. Get something. You got to learn. You always have to, as you age, you have to adjust your workouts. You know, you have to at your age, and you know the benefit, risk to benefit. 80 never calling. 3 minutes is the limit, unless you can convince us to go longer. No panels. I have some questions lined up for you to rapid fire. Oh, so I want to be able to think my answer out. As far as, yeah, I can give you some pointers on the StreamYard. Morty called us the news queens on his show. He didn't have a show. Did Morty? Morty didn't have a show. Come on. You're putting me on. I don't think he did. Morty's Diner. He hasn't been on for days. Hasn't streamed. 11 days ago was his last stream. DOXX. DOXX and Puck. So thank God I dropped off. As soon as I saw somebody come on, I jumped off. Thank God, because it was Puck with some saber light. 460 views. 11 days ago. 11 days ago. Don't spread fake news. 80 never calling. Fingerprint, Pavel says, so you're one quick dismemberment away from giving your assailants full access. Very safe town. You don't know. A lot of elderly people, you know, how can you just go missing like that? And I really think the guy wanted to take his life. And there's a cemetery only 3 miles away. They should go check it out. That's what I would have. That just popped into my head. If I was going to do it and I was married, or there's something, you know, he doesn't want to be a burden on his wife, or, you know, and he's got mental fog, and he took his, this is the Air Force retired general, and he's hiking boots and his wallet. Yeah, I would just go down to the cemetery and get it done. Some military guys will do that. And are you claiming on that show that he called you the queens? The news queens? No, I don't believe it. I'm going to call your bluff on that, because I'm going to go search it. All right. So I'm going to go to more. I'm going to go to transcript. Show transcript. I'm going to do a search for queen. Uh-oh. Oh, I think he did. Was that his voice? Let's see. I don't know if you can hear it. Would he give me a strike? Oh, he did say it. Mortimer, what are you spreading that hate? He did say it. Wow, AD never calling. You're right, he did say it. I stand corrected. No, you're right. And I am shocked. I thought he was he wouldn't do that kind of thing. Not spreading fake news. On his last show, he was asked if he heard about our show, and he said, yeah, I just heard it. In fact, I'll get a clip of it. Hang on, I'll get a clip of it right now. Can I do it right now? No, that would screw it up. I'll get it. I'll get it maybe tomorrow. I'll put it into my supply, my sound bite. Well, you know what? I'll take a screenshot of it. Yes, he did. No, I heard it. You're right. I heard it. I definitely heard it. Let me get the screenshot here. There it is. 11 days ago at the 14-minute, 47-second mark, one known as Mortimer said the following. Baba's new channel, I think they should have called it the News Queens, not the News Bros, but oh.
Ho! Ho! Oh! Oh!
Oh!
That's terrible. No, I'm not going to put that up there. Nah, I'm not going to put that up there. I'll leave it there, but I'm not going to put it up there. All right, 1 hour, 31 minutes. 10 o'clock, I may have to go to bed. Let's see, let's go back to the franchise. Franchise Club. 50 people watching. Titled No End in Sight. Oh, you got Tommy over there. Yeah, he's upset with our wonderful president. I guess he thinks Trump is a propagandist. I mean, I just can't. Why would you want the Ayatollah to have a nuke? That he can't reach us? Of course he can reach us. Or the other Middle East people, you know, come on. Running track and gym. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Mega value customer, the true stretch cage, running track and gym equipment is curing my bursitis. Yes, absolutely. You gotta use it. My shoulders. I had like a rotator cuff problem because I realized it was from doing the bench press. So I just stopped doing the bench press and did push-ups instead. You have to learn to, make adjustments. All right. 1 hour, 33 minutes. Once again, I completely agree with this beautiful statement done by our president.
You can't let the most violent, vicious country in the last 50 years have a nuclear weapon, because the Middle East will be gone, Israel will go first, without question, and they'll certainly take a shot at us before we get our act together and say we got to take them out. You can't let Iran, who's truly a nation of great terror and power. Look what happened. In the last 2 weeks, they weren't supposed to go after all these other countries in the Middle East. Those missiles were set to go after them. So they hit Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait. Nobody expected that. We were shocked. And the other one, they fought back. They could have yielded. But think of it, if we weren't around, they had tremendous power. They had thousands of missiles, most of which we've terminated. They had thousands of drones. They were making drones and missiles all over the place. We've knocked out most of those factories. I mean, now they're sending out 2 or 3 missiles. Now, you know, they've still got some. They might have 8% left. But mostly they've been eliminated. They've been terminated by what we did and what Israel did too.
And again, I'll ask Tommy and Clayton Morris and Tucker Carlson, is that intelligence or is that propaganda? You think he's just spewing propaganda? I don't think so. Well said, Mr. President. Thank you. All right, 80 never calling. Have a good night. I'll email you tomorrow. Right, 8 o'clock. Is that what time? Early. Pavel, are you sure you can't give us a quick 30-second take? Are you going to do rapid-fire questions? That'll be pretty good. All right, that'll be very interesting. Tune in tomorrow night. Again, let's see what time that is. He wants 3 minutes. 8, here it is. DOXX will come tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday evening. And if you have trouble finding it, you just simply go, you put in @NewsBrosShow. All right. I got to go to bed.